Leo woke with a jolt. His bed felt cold and hard. The room wasn't his. Where was he? Panic swelled in his chest. This wasn't his house. This wasn't even his world. Protagonist as Leo. The last thing I remember was falling asleep reading my favorite comic book, The Adventures of Captain Comet. Now I'm surrounded by giant lollipops and candy-colored trees. The air hummed with a strange, unsettling energy. He was trapped in a nightmare. Leo looked around, but he couldn't see anyone. Monster Friend 1. Your task is simple. Befriend the other contestants and prevent them from turning into monsters. The rules were explained. Each contestant had a timer on their wrist, counting down. To stop the timer, they needed to make a friend, a true friend. If the timer reached 0, they would transform into a monstrous version of their deepest fear. The prize for winning the Monster Friends Challenge, a mountain of gold enough to buy a lifetime of comic books and candy. But the consequence of failure was far more terrifying. Those who turned into monsters would be forced to stay in the nightmare world forever. Protagonist as Leo. I gulped. I wasn't good at making friends. I preferred the company of my comic book heroes. But this nightmare was real and the stakes were higher than I could have ever imagined.
Taking a deep breath, Leo decided to face his fear. He approached a girl hiding behind a giant lollipop, her face pale and drawn. "Hi," Leo said, his voice trembling slightly. "I'm Leo. What's your name?"
The girl peeked out from behind the lollipop. "I'm Maya," she whispered.
They started talking, sharing their fears and hopes. To Leo's surprise, he found himself enjoying her company. Making a friend wasn't so scary after all. As they talked, Maya's time began to slow down. Leo realized friendship had the power to hold back the nightmare. He made more friends. A boy who loved to draw. A girl who knew all the constellations. Each new connection, pushing back the darkness.
But the nightmare wasn't over yet. Some contestants remained alone, their timers ticking closer to 0. Leo knew he had to help them, to show them the power of friendship. He wouldn't let anyone face the nightmare alone.
The booming voice returned. "Congratulations, contestants. You have learned the true meaning of friendship." The nightmare world began to dissolve around them, the candy-colored landscape fading like a dream.
Leo woke up in his own bed, the morning sun streaming through his window. It had all been a dream, but the feeling of friendship, the courage he found within himself, those were real. And Leo knew, no matter what challenges he faced, he wouldn't face them alone. He had learned the power of friendship, a lesson more valuable than any mountain of gold.